Yes, reminiscing this morning with Terry Payne telling us about the last 180 years of life. A very warm welcome from all of us here on the World Sports Betting Saturday morning show. Hope we found you well. You might be thinking there's not a lot of sports on this weekend. Well, you'll be wrong because there's plenty of football, lots of rugby, and Rod also wants to talk about Bangladesh's chances against the Proteas this weekend, and also not forgetting the Everest coming up. In fact, we're about 10 minutes away from crossing over to Randwick, so we'll be quite brief in this first segment. But first, let me welcome everybody. Terry, last 180 years of your life, you're reminiscing?
We were just reminiscing, yeah. We were absolutely, whatever that word is, that's what we were doing. Quite right. Yeah, but yeah, it's a healthy weekend. Thank God the Premiership is back. What a terrible weekend last weekend. But there we are.
How did your Autocom go? Your 1 to 10?
All won. Everything went in, yeah, and quite honestly, they should have done too, shouldn't they? Because they were red-hot favourites, but 7 out of 7.
What price did you get for that, 2 to 1?
No, it was about, in the end, I got about 11 to 2.
Did you?
Yeah, it was quite nice.
Yeah. World Sports Betting give you 11 to 2, eh?
Yeah, well, by the time, you fiddle here and fiddle there, yeah, you get a little bit, But, yeah, 7 out of 7, matey.
Well done.
Yeah. You can only pick winners, Terry. That's all you can do.
Better than picking your nose.
I'm actually going to go over to Liam. I know that my producer wants me to talk to Rod, but I'm going to save the best for last. Liam, Springboks last week, you were pretty confident they'd get inside the handicap, but 1 point was quite a surprise, wasn't it? Pleasant surprise.
It was. They showed a lot more bottle than a lot of people thought they might in a game like that. And certainly, I mean, the fight they put up, the defence a little bit better organised. The guys they held on to their tackles this time. And for once, New Zealand were knocked out of their stride. They had to live off scraps, and the bit they got, they made the most of, and that's the only reason they won.
We'll chat a little bit about
first game I'd seen.
You said you hate rugby.
First game I watched for 80 minutes and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That was a good one to pick.
Yeah, a good one to pick.
Your picks were good last week.
What they were telling me about the South Africans, they're crap, they're useless, they can't do this, they can't do that. I thought they were brilliant on the day, and I thought they were very unlucky. There we are. Now you can go to Rob.
No, we're going to go to Dom first. The Everest today, and your selections last week were also pretty good. How good was racing at Serpentine and Durbanville last weekend?
Brilliant. We saw some good horses come out. Unfortunately, we were a bit stiff for 1 or 2 of them, you and I. But unbelievable racing, and Anton Marcus got us out of it. What's that horse that he won with? He had 2 rides on the day.
Oh, Good Time Girl.
Good Time Girl. That's the one he won with. He got us out of it. But racing in general was being good. Our odds selections were a bit dismal last week. But we tipped 8 in a row, and then I got knuckles by all of you, which means I got Jonat. But at the end of the day, we're back with a bang today. We got some good value. We got a nice value bet and a favourite.
The Everest.
But hang on, before we go, I did tip 2 soccer teams last week, Cameroon and Bafana. They both won. It was 3 to 1 the double, just 2.
How did your golf tip
Bafana was even money as well.
Even money and even money, yeah. So it's 3 to 1.
Well done.
Well done, Dom.
Yeah.
Rod, it's the 20th anniversary.
Of what?
Something special that happened at the golf down at St. Francis.
Oh, the, what do you call it? The Calamari Classic. Been down there a few times and haven't been asked
Tell us some stories about the Calamari Classic.
Well, you've got to practice before you go there. Not your golf.
Okay.
Not your golf. You've got to get that worked out because the boys are they come all the way from Joburg, Cape Town, everywhere to play in the Calamari Classic.
St. Francis?
Yeah, brilliant.
Horrendous course.
Oh, it is not.
It's a great course when the wind blows.
Yeah, but it blows all the time there.
All the time.
Yeah, but Joburg golfers can't play in the wind.
No, quite right.
You need perfect conditions.
Where are you based? Which club are you affiliated from?
What now?
What now? It used to be, didn't you?
Little warmer.
You got kicked out of there.
No, I didn't.
You did.
You know what?
You threw the captain in the pond, and I saw the captain. He come and saw me. He confronted me.
He slipped.
Yeah, he slipped. You slipped him a backhander. That's what it was.
He did slip. No,
you have a history of getting aggressive on the golf course, don't you?
I've had a few. No, not with anyone else. Just myself. I get upset when I don't play well and whatever.
Do you use a tee?
I use a tee now. You want to play with? You've played with him, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
I mean,
worst day of my life.
As you're putting, even before you come back,
what are we doing?
He's pushed it right. Oh, bad luck, you're unlucky there, and he's just laughing at you. But anyway, no, great place. St. Francis, if you can get in, you've got to book well ahead, and you've got to pay your cash up front. They won't let you play otherwise. It used to be like that.
Flum sends his regards, by the way.
Flum Miko, legend, eh? He's the best short leg ever in Currie Cup history, ever in the world. Most aggressive short leg. Hit the ball a mile and actually bowled spinners. So, there you go.
Okay.
To be fair, Alistair, but you'd also lose your rag if you played the back nine the way he does.
What? What do you mean?
He's used to backhanders.
Explain that to him off air.
Yeah.
Just explain that to him off air, please. We are going to talk about racing, but before we get there, we're going to get you in the mood because there was something legendary that happened yesterday at Fairview from a legendary commentator. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Bumpy Schoolman, calling home PE's favourite. Go get the Sheriff.
Towards the outside, Sir Duke, and then comes I Will Be. They've been followed then by Africa Burn. In behind that, we got Ravar, then comes One Away. Behind that one there, we got Miracle Beauty. Go Get the Sheriff has gone for a run down the inside. Towards the outside there, we got Grays in Black. They come down with just on 200 meters to go now. Strato Cruiser, Secret Warning down the outside of that one. There we got Miracle Beauty's looking to run on, and the Sheriff is on the premises. Yes, the Sheriff. Look at the Sheriff. Guns raising, and he's going to get it. The Sheriff got it. We'll get back to you a second.
Absolutely brilliant, Bumpy. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time with the Algo Cup. World class. 35 years he's been down there for. Dom, doesn't get any. What a character. One of the greatest in the game.
One of the best characters in the game, and I thought his commentary was a little bit better than yours, by the way.
Was. Absolutely no doubt about it.
Very entertaining.
Could
and,
never match that.
Yeah. And he just concentrated on that one horse.
Okay, now he was indeed. We need to talk about the Everest because we need to get over to Royal Randwick in about a minute and a half. So you've done your homework here, Dom, with the Everest for huge money.
It's unbelievable. The richest race on turf, 10 million Aussie dollars. And I think the first prize is 5.4 million. So it's huge. And the guys, they must be chomping at the bit this morning, getting their horses ready. And there's been a whole build-up on Teletrack with the Everest, and just listening to all their previews, and it's unbelievable the amount of preparation that's gone into it.
Only a small field of 12, isn't it, Dom?
No, it's there's 16.
Isn't that the 4 emergencies?
No.
I think they are.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's 4 emergencies. Right,
Done your homework.
Where did you learn that? The toilet? No, my name.
What do you like, Dom?
I'm going with Red Zell.
Red Zell.
There's a lot of
6
to 1, and the guys take a nice place bet at 7 to 10. If it doesn't run in the money, they're going to get their money back. So it's a no-brainer. So they must get on now. So they just take the places. And if I were them, I would take a win and place, because if it wins, you got good value, and the place bet, you're going to just about get your money back. So I've been studying.
What's the distance, Dom?
It's a 1200, and Kieran McAvoy is riding a Red Zell. Drawn 4 neatly, and it comes from the Peter and Paul Snowden stable.
I thought you were going to say Paul and Peter.
No, it's Peter and Paul. Peter and Paul Snowden stable.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of value there. Drawn neatly. Kieran McAvoy, we don't need to say anything about him. He's a top Australian.
Your form will lose ground at the start to be running on late and give us hot palpitations.
Today I'm confident. I'm feeling good today. I'm in a good space.
Red Zell, hey?
Red Zell in the first leg. And then we'll talk about the next one. It's Rod Sport's favourite horse, Happy Clapper, in the next.
All right, let's get over to Randwick. After this, we'll talk about football with Terry. The Premier League is back, but now it's time for the Everest.
Again, but we'll be a little bit more positive today, and this race will be run at a lot sort of deeper tempo. It's everyone's sort of grand final day, so they'll run along here.
How are the nerves?
Not too bad.
Mate, good luck.
Cheers.
Okay, Duff, you've said all that there is to say, so your top 4 in the Everest.
Yeah, look, everyone's got their own selection here. I'm going to the line 2581. I'm with a Vega Magic, Clearly Innocent, Chautauqua, and look out, the little Hudson doesn't run a race, but Vega Magic for me.
Okay, let's go to Bernie over at the gates.
Yeah, trotting along between Chautauqua and She Will Reign, certainly a big privilege, and the crowd just cheer Chautauqua, whether he wins or not. He is just an Australian, well, he's a worldwide champion, really, isn't he, Brendan?
He is. Look, he knows it's grand final day today. He's a bit more perked up today, so he knows what he's on about today, but it's pretty exciting. Yeah, trotting out on the track, you don't usually get too many roars like we got it the other day, but it was definitely bigger today.
Yeah, it was indeed. And tell me, is it in the back of your mind that you'd like to be sort of, tacked on here?
Look, I won't know where I'll be, to be honest. He'll tell me where he wants to be as long as he's comfortable in a rhythm, I'm happy. So that gives me his best chance to launch. He obviously probably appreciate a bit more cut out of the ground, but if they go brutal on speed, you know who the closest is going to be. So hopefully I can give him a clear path, and he can launch late.
You ride all the big days, but does this have a different feel to it?
It does. It's probably the biggest race we've been involved in. Definitely here as well. You know, just the whole lead up. It's been exciting. Had a little bit of nerves last night when I woke up this morning, but as soon as I've got on his back, I feel 100%. So no, look, it's great to be a part of, and someone's going to be very lucky, aren't they, in another minute and a half.
I hope. I'm cheering seeing you at the other end.
Cheers, Ben.
50 each of three, with Chautauqua, Vega Magic and She Will Reign locked in a battle to see who's going to run favourite for the inaugural Tab Everest. Red Zell stays 850, English at 9, Red Kirk Warrior 11, Clearly Innocent just out to 14, Deploy 16. Interestingly, Hootson and Brave Smash are both firmed, 18 and 19 respectively. Still don't know what will run favourite. This is now becoming the biggest betting race. It's going to blast the Golden Slipper out of the water. Greg?
I wish you could see what I could see, the enormous crowd with so much anticipation here ahead of Australia's richest race and the world's richest race on turf. Chautauqua, is he the world's best sprinter? He might have to be today, Duff, because he's got a big task ahead. He's going to have to come from last.
If he looms up, they'll lift the roof off this grandstand. There's no doubt about it. Standing room only. I was a bit worried of even getting out the front here to watch the race. There's that many people jammed trying to get out the front here.
I thought Winx was the only thing to get crowds to the races, but they've put on a $10 million race, and let's hope it delivers. The talk's over. Darren Flindell is set to call the $10 million Tab Everest inaugural running.
Excitement really starting to build. Clearly Innocent goes forward. Hugh Bowman in the saddle, and English drawn the outside gate for Blake Shin. Vega Magic, the favourite. Here we go for the Everest. The lights on. To the big roar of the crowd, they're off and racing. She Will Reign was a bit tardy out. Will settle second last, and Bredzel jumped fast. So did Hootson the inside, and they lock horns in the early part. Fell Swoop quickly into stride, goes to third, then Deploy, Redkirk Warrior, and She Will Reign's mustering along the fence. Williams is snagging back, Vega Magic looking for cover. Then Clearly Innocent, further back to Brave Smash, 2 off to Churlop, 3 lengths to English, a length off Chautauqua last. Hootson held out, Bredzel for the lead at the 600. Fell Swoop without cover in third. She Will Reign poking through on the fence, followed by Redkirk Warrior, Deploy deeper out. Then came Brave Smash. Vega Magic's got cover around the turn. Clearly Innocent making hard work of it. English Chautauqua still back last. Up the rise, Hootson and Redzel. Hootson the insider, Redzel. Redzel puts his head in front now. Then came Deploy, Redkirk Warrior. Brave Smash is ducking and weaving. Chautauqua 6 off them, but Redzel's burst clear at the 100 metres. Vega Magic, Brave Smash running on, then Tulip, but Redzel, he's home in the Everest. Redzel leads all the way. Vega Magic second, Brave Smash third, then Chautauqua flying at the end. Further back to Tulip English, Redkirk Warrior, Deploy, Clearly Innocent, Hootson, She Will Reign, and Fell Swoop was last in.
Redzel has won the Tab Everest and $5.8 million. The Snowdens and Karen McAvoy and the Triple Crown syndications have combined with James Harron Bloodstock, the slot holder. It's all about Redzel. Vega Magic, a huge run in second spot. Brave Smash third, and then the grey Chautauqua. He couldn't make up the ground. Redzel wins $5.8 million in the inaugural running of the Everest.
An amazing horse. He's just one of those horses that just makes his own luck. He rides the speed, he quickens, and he just leaves his rivals standing when they let go on him. He deserves all the credit. Second horse had no luck whatsoever, Vega Magic. He went too far back. Didn't you play to his strength? And he was very gallant in defeat, I thought. That's not making excuses, Ariel. And the bolter, Brave Smash, has done the ATC proud there.
Bernie, Karen McAvoy is with you. He wins the world's richest race on turf.
All of us talking about what we'll do with $5.8 million. It's like you've won $5.8 million the way you're celebrating.
Yeah, on the bridle.
Kieran McEnboy at the 200.
Well found, 6-1.
Well done, Dom.
Great, well done, Dom.
I told you, I'm back with a bang.
Yes.
You know you're Australian racing, eh?
Yeah, I've got a good teacher there, Rod. He teaches me all the Australian lingo.
What's
Brilliant choice,
well
eh?
done.
Come
Very well
on,
done.
be fair.
What's $5.8 million in our currency?
Retirement.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Big time.
I mean, it's 10.5 to 1, so let's round it off.
60 odd.
Call it 60 odd million. I mean, you'd never see me again. I would have bought a place before that horse got across the line, living in Kruger, never to be seen ever again. A lot of people would be quite happy with that, I'm sure.
Kruger's Dome.
Hey?
Kruger's Dome.
No. Oh, that is like a park. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Well, that's what you were lining me
No,
up
I
for.
wasn't saying anything. I was just trying to...
Anyway, all good.
Well done,
clarity.
Dom. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, well, we've actually got a lot of stops. We need to go over to Shardson a bit later on, and we also got another trip to Royal Randwick, where Dom has another selection lined up for us. But now we're going to start off with rugby. I did say soccer, but Terry said, no, we need half an hour, and this segment is a little more than 10 minutes. So let's chat about last night's Currie Cup game. The Bulls beat the Pumas, Rod.
They're back,
He said the Cavaliers. I mean, how can you
say that?
confuse them?
Close.
This morning, he said the Bulls beat the Cavaliers.
Not even same division.
I know that, but anyway, I got confused. But I did watch the highlights this morning. Hey, they're back. John Mitchell's got them going well, the Bulls?
We've been saying on the show for a while, Rod, that the Bulls will be going places in the next while. I think they'll be...
Where's the next trip? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I mean, when I say the next while, I
Next
mean...
season, he means.
The remainder of the Currie Cup and Super Rugby next year, because he's obviously trying to build a team looking forward to next season. And so far, it's taking shape. I mean, they didn't get all the results in recent matches. Obviously, they won last night.
Yeah.
But you can see what they're trying to do. And a lot of it is building confidence on the ball. You can see the way the guys are offloading, the way they're running into space, that he's busy creating something. And I think next season, if they can get a few forwards with a bit of mongrel, there'll be a handful, especially at Loftus.
Up to third in the log now. And
Yeah,
scoring
that's
5
obviously
tries
not
in the second half. Impressive, eh?
before today's matches. So
okay.
so they're in a semi-final position at the moment. They may fall out depending on how the results go elsewhere. If the Lions and the Cheetahs draw at Ellis Park, which I think is a possibility, they're very much in the running. The Bulls.
Oh, so this is the last round today, is it?
It is.
I've
Rod.
been following it.
Well done, Rod.
I can see. What about today's game? Because the game in Durban's a little bit anticlimactic because the Sharks have sealed first place and Western Province...
Although they've set out their stall, they've picked a fairly
Strong side.
just about their best side, haven't they? So clearly they want to go into the semi-finals with a bit of momentum and maybe in a way put Western Province in their place. So I think that could be an interesting one, but the more entertaining one will certainly be at Ellis Park.
Well, who's going to win this, by the way? Sharks.
Well, given the way they've selected their team, I thought they might rest a few guys, but the way they've gone about their business and just selecting the team, I think the Sharks should have the measure of Western Province.
Off players back in?
Not en masse, no. In the Cheetahs game, the Cheetahs-Lions game, there's a few returning Springboks for the Lions. But in that one, not. I mean, there are a few, but not too many.
All right, let's talk about that big game because this is effectively a quarter-final. Dom, your beloved Lions need to win this.
They will win. As Liam says, a few Springboks that are coming back to the team. And I think they definitely will win. I'm going to take a double, the Sharks and the Lions today.
Oh. Who gave you that information? Do
That's
you agree
fair
with that, Leon? I
enough.
think actually we've got a new rugby expert here.
Look, there's a lot of merit in what he says. The Lions would want to pay back the Cheetahs for that defeat early in the season where they just about had the game won and then Sergil Peterson scored in the 82nd or 83rd minute. So the Lions owe them that one, but also they need to seal their place in the semi-final and get a home run advantage for that.
So if
there's a
they
lot-
lose, they could go out.
They can, yes, indeed.
25-1 the draw.
I think it's
25-1.
very much a possibility. If you look at the way the previous game unfolded, it was desperately close at the end. What the Lions will have to do, though, they've got to be very careful in the way they approach the Cheetahs. I think they've got the better team on paper, but if they play too loose, which they can do from time to time, they're going to be in trouble because that is exactly what the Cheetahs would want. That Cheetahs backline is very dangerous, and I think the Lions should actually approach this game as if they are a Pro 14 side playing the Cheetahs. In other words, play a bit tighter, play with your forwards, and play for territory, and then basically grind them into the ground that way. So the tactics will be fascinating this afternoon.
I also want to talk about cohesion a little bit because obviously most of the Cheetahs side have been together for the Pro 14 and they've done very well in the Pro 14 as well. And the Lions welcoming back Springboks, I think on paper, the Lions do look the right team. But with regard to the fact that the Cheetahs have been a unit now for the last few weeks, that could give them a slight edge.
Valid point, absolutely. Again, I mean, the Lions have a little bit of, if things were to go wrong, they've got a bit of firepower off the bench. I mean, they've got Malcolm Ox, they've got Dylan Smith, who has missed the bulk of the season, but he's back. And they are also former Cares boys, so that helps.
Is this game at altitude?
Is this game at altitude? Yes.
No, the Lions are
whether it was a home game for the Cheetahs, I think you'll find it's still altitude.
1,000 metres difference. That's what I'm saying.
Where?
From Free State to here.
What's higher?
How many points?
Here. We're 6,000 feet, and they're not metres.
6,000 feet. The Everest. Are we on top of Mount Everest?
Could be.
And convert that into points. How many points would that be?
Could be.
Okay, I just want to talk about the end of your tour. We've got about 4 minutes until we have to go over to Hong Kong, I think it is. End of your tour, of course, about a month away, Liam. Do you think Alistair Coetzee is going to swing a few surprises? Do you think he'll blood a few youngsters after what happened against New Zealand?
The end of your tour always gives the coach that opportunity because you're taking a bigger squad. There are 4 games.
Not playing England, I see.
No, not big games.
They're not playing England, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm saying not big games.
The only game they've got is Ireland, the big game, really.
And Wales.
Oh, come on.
Well, let's put it into
And
perspective.
France.
New Zealand's not playing England either, so they've avoided them for, 2-3 seasons, and they'll only play them end of
New
next year.
Zealand's playing the Barbarians.
Sorry, who?
New Zealand playing the Barbarians in England? I think they are in November, aren't they?
But they're not playing England.
Hey, South Africa jumped up to number 5 in the world.
No. Well done.
Are they ranked number 5?
Are they, Alistair?
They are. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll go
It doesn't actually.
It
doesn't actually mean that much, to be honest. I mean, you've got a team that's clear, well clear at the top.
Correct.
And the rest of them are fighting for second. So,
is the British Lions included in that or not?
No. That's because you put 4 countries together. It's not one country.
What, England?
What do you mean?
Great Britain.
Hey, how many people you got in that thing?
Great Britain.
How many people?
50 million, that's all.
Rubbish. There's 50 million in London.
No, 50 million.
50.
50, 5-0.
In England.
5-0.
there's about 85 million people in the UK alone.
That's all?
What is a quick of left field suggestion? What about a guy like Cheslin Colby? I mean, I know that he's now based overseas, he has to have 30 caps or whatever the case is.
So that means he's not.
That means he's not going. But
The
the fact that he's basically Alistair Coetzee's blue-eyed boy, and he'd almost be, Andries Coetzee's not done a hell of a lot. He'd bring a little bit of X factor, wouldn't he?
He would, but I mean, then you could also have a guy like Kerwin Bosch. You unleash him at fullback. He's not going to be competing for a place at fly-off if Andre Pollard and Elton Jantjies are both fit. So, to me, a guy like Kerwin Bosch, it's an ideal opportunity to take a guy like that along and give him a good sense of what the box setup is like.
Why would you not play a guy like that now to give him the experience if you think he's going to be part of your World Cup team?
Because the coach and the coaching staff had their backs to the wall. It was all about getting the right results this season.
Yeah.
And in that case, you have a guy like Andries Coetzee who gives you a degree of safety. I mean, we know what he's like, having watched him through Super Rugby the last 2 seasons. There's nothing wrong with him on attack, but he does give you the big left boot. He's reasonably safe under the high ball, and all they wanted is the stability. He gives you the option as well.
Yeah.
If you play a right-handed or right-footed fly-off, he gives you the left foot. Obviously, Elton played fly-off, so he's left-footed. But the point is, he was the safer option.
That wasn't my question. So,
you've got 10 seconds to ask the question.
I was asking, what would you start blooding him now on this tour if you think he's going to play in the World Cup?
I would have to, if you take him along, you absolutely would have to give him some game time. Maybe not start with him, but give him 55 minutes onwards. Get him on.
Okay, there we go. Answer that question. Right, that's rugby done and dusted. We need to get over to Hong Kong. After this, I think we'll talk about soccer.
Bloom, I think he can go in there as well. This is his track and distance 1400. He's won twice here now under these particular conditions. Gate 6 with Douglas White. He might be able to position up quite well and get the pace that he likes. So I think this fella in shot contribution might just inject a bit of pace into this race. And I've got Jenny Selection Cheers Conqueror in there as well. If he could be guaranteed he wouldn't get second up itis, I think he would probably go a little bit further up there. I'm slightly concerned that it was a big run for him first up after about 3 months as well. But hopefully he can overcome that and run a good race too. 3, 4, 5 and 12 for me.
Yep, well, the 12 on top for me, Choose Conqueror, made him a best. I was really happy with how he presented. He does always get a little bit toey, but not over the top here today. And from gate 4, should get himself a nice run, so long as he jumps well. The 10, Sunny Orient, looks good. He's an athletic type. They've taken the blinkers off here. I know his runs so far have been on the fair side, so he still needs to lift that little bit if he wants to feature here, but he does look good. The 3, Diamond Legend, last start winner, maintains his looks. He's very strong, looks really well. And of the rest, I've gone with the 13, Unique Joyful. I see there's a bit of money for him coming late as well. He's down to 26, coming in from 44. Probably the likely leader here. That might be the reason for that. He gets an easy enough time of things. He might give you a really good sight. Of the rest, Let's Take It Easy also looked well if you fancy him. But 12, 10, 3 and 13.
All right, pretty much on start time, Paul. Red light bound to flash, actually. How are we playing this one?
We're going to go the exotics again because 4's too short. We'll throw in the 7, Let's Take It Easy at a good price, and Jenny's best there as well. Cheers, Conqueror. So 4, 7, 12. Money for Unique Joyful into 24. Empire Star still a favourite at 1.9.
Okay then, news on the quartet as well there on screen, but they are loading up. That light's been flashing for a while with the news that the favourite's gone even money here. Brett, hand it up to you.
Thank you, John. Yeah, he's a little skinny at $1.90 out to even money. May even push out a tenth of a point or more as we get close to the gates opening. There is money for the 13 Unique Joyful down to 22 from 43 at one stage. Place money for Diamond Legend and win money as well, 7.3 down to 7.1. Even money for Empire Star, $2, $1.30, the raging favourite here for our second race of the day. Blinkers first time for Empire Star this afternoon. He's moved into the gates. Play It about to come forward. Starlet still remains out along with Let's Take It Easy. Zach Burton on the favourite. He's favourite in the Jockey Challenge as well at $1.85. Chad Schofield $2.85, and then $12 or better for the rest, headed by Karis Teeton. Well, Unique Joyful's now in brown figures, down to 17 to 1 the bottom weight. Favourites drawn 5, Empire Star. Set for a start, race 2, Shah 10, they're off. A little slow, Owner's Delight, away fast, Let's Take It Easy. He's going to roar to the lead in the early stages. Unique Joyful quickly up to second. The Full Bloom away well, as was Contribution and Empire Star on the outside of Cheers Conqueror. A length back to Sunny Orient, 3 deep from Owner's Delight. Play It on the rail. One away then Starlet from Diamond Legend. Amusing City's gone back to second. Last Fine With Me is the trailer. Unique Joyful rolled on, took over now. Contribution's gone up to second as they sweep through the bend at the 800. Let's Take It Easy takes a sit in third. Sunny Orient's moved forward, but he's still 3 deep on the outside of the Full Bloom. 2 back then to Empire Star. His travelling companion is Cheers Conqueror. 2 away then to Play It inside of Owner's Delight, running by the 600. Diamond Legend back 4th last, but travelling comfortably. Starlet, Amusing City, and Fine With Me is last. Contribution applying some pressure to Unique Joyful. Sunny Orient's done it tough. Let's Take It Easy needs a gap. The Full Bloom, Empire Star pushed now. He's starting to close, and then further back to Cheers Conqueror under pressure. Diamond Legend not closing enough. Contribution, Unique Joyful, little between the pair. Let's Take It Easy can't get a run. Sunny Orient and Empire Star continues to grind. It's still Unique Joyful and Contribution. Empire Star's within a neck. Contribution, Unique Joyful, maybe Contribution over Unique Joyful, but there's only a whisker in it. Empire Star had his chance, he couldn't reel them in. Sunny Orient, Let's Take It Easy, the unlucky runner in the race, probably should have won. Then the Full Bloom, Fine With Me, Cheers Conqueror, Play It. Starlet, Diamond Legend didn't close off. Owner's Delight and Amusing City. Oh, it's very close. It might even go the other way, Unique Joyful. Over Contribution, Empire Star and Sunny Orient. No doubt Let's Take It Easy. Probably the moral beaten. Nowhere to move at all, Derek Long, but Unique Joyful and Contribution have hit it together. I thought possibly Contribution, but it could easily be Unique Joyful. 123.32.
So here we go. Of course, there is lots of poker going on. The Empress Palace Queen 10 Shuffle Up Poker upcoming tournaments. The WPT Empress Palace Classic of course, started yesterday. Buy-ins from 3 to 40,000 Rand. Goes on until the 21st of October. And other dates to diarise 8th to the 11th of February next year. We're going to Graceland, and then 15th to the 19th of November. That, of course, is a month away. It's the KZN Poker Series at Umfolozi. Of course, you can contact Candice on that number in the bottom right-hand corner, etc., etc. So fantastic stuff out at the poker with Gary Lenton and his crew of merry people. Techie Town competition. Well done to Doug Abbey, who won the 1,000 Rand Techie Town voucher. Last week's answer was B, Jim Laker. Well done for getting Jim Laker correct. I'm sure Terry and Rod and Dom and Liam knew that. What about this week? What is the world high jump record? This is a bit challenging. Is it 2.95 meters? That's option A. Is it B, 2.45 meters? Or is it C, 2.45 feet? Liam's pointing as if he knows the answer.
No, there's a minus, so it's obviously downwards.
Ah. Well spotted. Let's get into the details for the competition. And of course, I'm sure everyone knows about these by now. Please answer with your name and surname. Competition closes on Monday at 6 o'clock, so you've got a lot of time to get onto Google. SMS your answer to 44472. Terms and conditions apply. SMS costs 50 cents per entry. Standard rates apply. No free SMSs. What's the highest you jumped?
What do you mean?
When that dog bit him.
Oh, and she lived in East London.
Yeah.
But you know that competition, it's the most entries we ever got any competition we ever run on Teletrack over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
10, 11?
No, we get hundreds and hundreds entering that competition. Hundreds.
Really?
Yeah, promise you.
450, my producer tells me.
There you go. Most we ever have for any competition, even on USO, Dom. I know that's a very popular show. When they used to run a competition to win a jam sandwich or something, they would only get like 50 or 60.
They've only reached 450 since I'm on the show.
Quite right.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Got the Lebanese community watching now.
Since you took somebody's place.
No, I spoke to
Quite
Bram,
right.
and all the Lebs are buying from him now. So.
You still got those. What are they made of?
Everywhere I go, I'm not wearing them. I might even
Do you wear them during the week?
No. That's my weekend.
Just
no,
keep
I
them for
say-
Saturdays.
and game parks. No, I'm going to the races today. I might even wear them out there. Yeah, there you go.
Don't wear them there.
Why?
People laugh at you, mate.
They don't. Why would you laugh at them?
You can't go to the private boxes dressed like that.
No one knows I'm going. I'll just pinch the key. Shut up.
All right, let's talk about football. Some fantastic stuff. Of course, the early game is brilliant, and I'm going to get these two on the far side to chat about it. Rod's very bullish. How bullish is Liam, though, about Liverpool?
Not very, Alistair. If you look at the form running into this game, there is a much reason for caution, I think, for Liverpool. The one thing that has gone for them over the last few seasons is the ability to score goals, and even that has dried up. And now Sadio Mane is not available, and he's been their talisman going forward. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, I mean, the terrible thing about everything really is this blooming international break and the players coming back that are injured. I mean, they've got to start all over again as the league this weekend. And the break, you know, just comes too frequent. I see now they're going to try and alter it.
How do you get around it, though? Yeah.
Well, you can't. Well, they're going to not have so many breaks, but maybe have a longer break, if you understand what I mean. So so it may come to that, because look at the injuries they're picking up. I mean, top players are being paid 300,000 pound a week, not available for your club, and they pay your wages. And I did inquire about injuries. How does it go to the club? Who pays the insurance? I mean, Mane now out for 6 weeks. Other players, you know, Fellaini out for Manchester United, and many other players in the Premiership and all over Europe, you know, pick up sort of long-term injuries. It's just not working. The onus is obviously on the clubs and the managers to get results, and here they're being, you know, hands tied in some ways because of the lack of players. And
is there any merit in playing maybe a clutch of, say, 3 matches together, lump them together?
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
what I mean. That's what they're looking about. Say, have 3 breaks, you know, rather than having 7. I think it is at the moment. So that might be one way around. I honestly don't know. But some great games. It's nothing bigger than Liverpool. I mean, you obviously you've probably been there, but I've played there on many occasions.
Where they suck the ball and
it sucks the ball into the cop end.
That's the one. That may be the only way Liverpool score.
But you know, I mean, you're right about Liverpool, and the goals have dried up. They are not taking their chances. Mane missing. I think it's still a good test for Manchester United. I haven't seen them tested at the back yet. And that's what just worries me a little bit about them at the back. I thought if Marnie had played it, but they've still got enough going forward to test the Man United.
That's 17 to 10. Where are you
Yeah.
going to get a
No,
price
no,
on
quite right.
United?
17 to 10, 7 to 4. I saw that.
Yeah.
The draw looks probably the favourite, 23 to 10.
And how does Mourinho tactically go about
Well,
this? Because this is an
he's going to
interesting
do
one
it
for
exactly
him.
the same.
Wish Rod answered that question.
Yeah, how is he going to go, Rod?
He's going to do what he said in the press.
Did he?
No, he's going to. Who's that guy? I can't remember. We've
The
got
bus conductor.
Herrera.
What
Yeah.
about him? He's going to mark him. He's going to keep him tight, and that's what he's going to do.
No, Herrera is Man United's player.
Yeah.
He's going to.
Who's he going to keep
He's going to
tight?
mark.
That Ricky.
Coutinho.
Coutinho. He's going to sit with him. That's what you're saying.
That's what I was trying to
Listen,
say.
he'll do the same. I mean, I saw Kenny Dalglish said when he comes here, Mourinho, he just don't park one bus, he parks 2 double-deckers. And that's the way he'll play. He'll sit back and you know, pick them off and try and take them on the break. And that's the way he'll play it.
At the start of this week, Rod came to me and said, I think we're going to win 2-1. And then it went 2-0. Then it went 3-0. Yesterday you left here, you said it's going to be 4-0 to United.
I'd say one of the best bets, probably more than 2.5 goals. Terry,
But
in
I
that
think
game.
Rod's on something there. 17 to 10, Man United.
great price.
Yeah, no,
Great
you're not going to get
price.
many
Look,
prices about Man United. That's
Yeah,
all.
correct.
By saying that, you're not going to get much about 7-4 for Liverpool at home. They're pretty. You've got to go to these
you know
places.
what I found?
Liverpool
I
are
don't,
bad
you,
at home.
as you know, I'm learning about soccer.
Yeah.
All I know, Man City's going to win the league. But Liverpool, every time they're against a good side, they always fluff their lines. When they're playing crap, they win.
Other way around.
It's the other way. It's actually the other way around. Sorry, John.
So
They've
yes,
got
you've done a
they've
lot
got
of
a very
homework on
good
soccer.
record against the top 6. A very good record. And that holds
Top
them in,
six, yeah.
top 6. So, but it's interesting. But Manchester City, I think, you know, like 1 to 7, you can't look anywhere else bar there.
Are they
Yeah,
in your
I think Liverpool have.
Yeah, well.
I think they've won since the start of last season. 4 at home and then drew 2 against the top 6.
Against top 6, they've got
So,
very good.
I'm going to go Man United to win,
Yeah.
Chelsea to win, Arsenal to win.
Oh, so have you been looking at when you walked in?
No, honestly.
You did.
No, honestly. I don't even know.
Sean showed you. Oh, no,
Sean
Sean's
showed you.
he's not there.
Okay, I'll just finish off. Southampton and Newcastle to draw.
Oh,
And Man City to win.
okay. I'm not going to argue with that.
Okay, well,
They're not bad, eh?
No, that's good.
we'll get Terry's opinion. So you think maybe a draw Liverpool?
Well, it could be. I'm actually gone because of the price. I've gone for Manchester United because you're not going to get that price
Correct,
again.
yeah.
I don't think
Value.
anywhere. You know, probably this season.
Okay.
I mean, they're too good a price to miss.
We've spoken about Man City. They're at home to Stoke. They'll win, Don.
Okay.
They're good against everyone.
Aguero may play, eh?
What
How's his
happened?
injury? Yeah.
How's his ribs?
Well, sore, I should think. I mean, if you get a car crash, I think they're sore. But he's been training most of the week, so he'll be on the bench, I would imagine.
What is he doing in Amsterdam?
He was at a concert. Some South American guy was in concert there, and he was in the taxi on the way, and the taxi crashed.
Okay.
Hit the lamppost. And either that or the lamppost moved, they're not quite sure.
Not your best.
I think they were just level at some point. It wasn't offside.
I'm laughing at the desperation of that joke. Swansea against Huddersfield. This is a game that I'm looking forward to.
Are you? I'm not. Gee, Huddersfield can't score goals. Swansea are desperate. I haven't got a clue there, matey. Probably, if I had a bet, I'd go for the draw because I can't separate them.
Anyone want to put their hand up and give an opinion?
No. If anything, Swansea. I mean, but that might.
You also said a draw, eh?
No, she don't have any opinion. Don't care to be
Again.
honest. Stay away from that. What about this, Terry? Burnley and West Ham. Liking a bit of Burnley. I mean, they're not flashy.
They're
but
not
they get the
not
job
great.
done.
They might just get the job done against West Ham, who have been struggling themselves. I mean, he appears to be under pressure, the manager, and if they were to lose this, I just wonder. They're talking about the Bayern Munich manager, aren't they? Ancelotti maybe be
Well, he's linked
brought
with
in.
Everton as well.
Even what Everton are struggling as well. So I've gone again. I like home sides who've got a bit of odds on your side, and I've gone for Burnley today. But,
Burnley's is one of those sides they frustrate you, and I think West Ham's one of those sides that
Easily frustrated.
exactly.
Yeah. So I've just gone for Burnley there.
Okay. Right, now this next game, I want to ask Rod about this. Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Rod, what can you tell us about Crystal Palace?
Not a lot. I mean, Chelsea obviously.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal
What can you
Palace,
tell us about
Rod.
Crystal Palace.
Well, I don't know.
They were goalless.
They haven't scored a goal this year.
Well done, Dom.
Really? Is that true? How many games?
No,
have they
this
played?
season.
Only 7.
I'd actually love to. You and Amma set a quiz, and Liam can join in as well from left field, and set quiz for Dom and Rod to see who will actually come out on top. I reckon the results will be nothing short of abysmal.
What on
Well, I haven't
On
done
soccer.
badly. I just
No, you've done quite well, John.
You got your facts about Liverpool slightly back to front.
Oh, but
Yeah,
that's
but that's
just the way I said it was wrong. But besides that, besides that, Teddy's fully in full agreement with my selections today.
Yeah, I am today, quite
And
right. Now, Crystal Palace, look, the 7 haven't scored, really struggling. Zaha, they tell me, is back and will. I mean, he hasn't played
Big whoop.
hadn't played since the beginning of the season, so we'll have to wait. But you can't really overlook a Chelsea side. They're with 8 County again. He's 8 for about a month. The midfield dynamo, Kante. Yeah.
I thought it said
You might
County.
and Jeff. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
And if Crystal Palace loses again, I think they equal the record for the most number of defeats at the start of a Premier League season.
Probably
8.
were. Who was that? Probably Sunderland?
I think it was
They only got
Sunderland.
11 points that time.
Wasn't Villa.
Sure.
No.
They avoided that record.
Yeah.
What is the team that Alistair supports, Terry?
Aston Villa.
Have they got
Huge Midlands club.
Okay.
Great club.
How are they doing?
Well, they're just hanging on. They're about 6th, I think. 7th?
Seventh in the champ on an upward curve. We've got a tricky game today against Wolves, but we might
Yeah,
talk about that if we got
well,
time.
that's a great Midlands derby.
Be a good
those
game, though.
pants there. It distresses me. Look at it on
Wait,
television.
ask Dom about my pants yesterday.
I had to go to Woolworths to buy my new pants before we went out to supper because it had a
Ripped
huge
all the
hole
way down
right
Well,
down.
what's wrong? You earn rockets. Why can't you afford to buy? Jeans are like $200 or $300 a pair.
Sorry?
Well, the ones I buy, I don't buy Italian stuff and all
Gee,
that.
I'm going to say, come on, matey.
Levi's, I don't wear them. Can't afford them. No, these are Edgar's specials.
Edgar's?
Yeah. They guarantee 100 washes before
Didn't
you have to
Edgar's
show
want them?
They're sick. Okay, sorry.
Go on.
Spurs
Tottenham,
against...
go on, whoosh.
Well, they
Very
win at
upset,
home.
Tottenham, very upset, really. Pochettino, a bit what Guardiola celebrated him.
Yeah, Harry Kane Football Club.
Harry Kane football, Harry Kane Spurs. He said, we're more than one-man team, matey. We'll show you.
It's a very unnecessary comment.
Was.
Yeah.
It was a stupid comment. Absolutely right.
Type of comment. I mean, it actually reminds me of Benitez a few seasons ago when he started lambasting United from nowhere.
And all those facts and figures. Remember those facts and figures
That's
about
the
the
type of-
referees?
Exactly
and
right.
the
It's the type of thing that can
penalties.
come back and bite you.
It did.
Yeah. There we are.
All right, so
But no,
Spurs,
Tottenham.
Spurs,
Yeah,
Spurs, everyone
for
likes
me.
Spurs. I think that'll be a draw. Watford against Arsenal. I'm never taking any price on Arsenal ever again, Terry.
Oh, you're not? You just don't fancy
They might win. They'll never go into my bets.
Yeah.
Love watching Arsenal. Not for me, though.
I just watched, Watford have done well away for a moment. At home, they've not been so good. And, of course, they got beat 6 by Manchester City there, didn't they? So, again, I've thrown Arsenal in. I mean, if Arsenal can't go for the Watford of this world and win, then they are struggling. Looks like Ozil and maybe Sanchez are on their way in January. That'd be a massive loss for the both of them. Not sure about Ozil. They said he's a little bit closer to sign a new contract. Sanchez definitely won't. Where would he go? PSG? Would he go to Manchester City?
For the first time, Wenger actually admitted
Admitted that
it's a
they're
little
probably
bit of a possibility.
Well, he's got to do it now, hasn't he? I mean,
Very
you're
good.
only 3 or 4 months down the road where it's going to happen. And there'll be 2 big buys for somebody. And it looks like Man United fancy Ozil as well.
Do they really?
They do, yeah.
Another one to add to your list.
There you go. What's
There
his
we
name?
Ozil.
Ozil.
Right, let's get into Brighton against Everton. Now, I'm going to ask Liam about Brighton.
go on.
I've gone Everton in this game. At some point, the turnaround has to happen, and it had better happen soon. So at Brighton and Hove, to be honest, have been underwhelming.
They did win their last home game, though,
Yeah.
against Newcastle, didn't they?
That's Newcastle, though. So this
Yeah, I know, but Everton have been a lot better than Newcastle, haven't they?
How's Rooney doing, Terry?
Well, he's done okay. I mean, he's just in an Everton side at the moment. They're struggling. As simple as that. I mean, going down to the Brighton... Again, I've left that out. I can't make up my mind either because both sides have been fairly poor.
Yeah.
Ronald Koeman says hello, by the way.
Did he? That's very kind. It's the first time he's ever said hello to me.
Do you ever pick a side where it's not the favourite and it's so obvious that everyone's backing it?
Yeah, occasionally.
When?
About 1939, the last
Exactly.
time.
I just don't
Well,
understand.
that's an interesting year. Around September?
Yeah, very dependent.
Jeez.
So
Very good.
Who's going to win the league? He's gone.
Manchester City. Home and dry. He's right. Home and dry, matey.
Really?
I
What's
think so.
the betting at the moment?
Oh, probably short now.
They were 2-1, eh?
Was it 2-1? Yeah.
No, but they must probably short.
they're
them
7-4, I would have thought,
Yeah.
something like that.
And United, what are they? Threes?
No, there wouldn't be as much as that.
No.
I think about
So
5.
it'll be City, United.
Come on, boys, tell me who's going to win this, please.
Draw certainty.
Is it?
Dom says so. What does Liam say?
It does look a draw, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Rod, what do you say?
Southampton.
Well, I can let you know we are going to change the system, by the way. We are going with 3.
Okay, Newcastle for me.
We are going to go with 3 centre backs tomorrow, and with 2 full backs pushed all the way in. Looks like we might go with 2 strikers, which we haven't done all season. I was talking to the club this week, and there's no doubt about it. We have to win this game.
Rafa Benitez completely changed his formation on that information.
Well, he will. We will anyhow. He'll defend in depth and try and take us on the break. And if he does that, we're going to struggle to score. I mean, if you've only scored once in 8 home games, or once in 8 or 9 home games, you've only scored once. I mean, we are really struggling for goals. As simple as that.
Tell you one thing, your manager knows what he's doing.
You think so?
I think he's good.
Well, I hope you're
You know
right.
Pochettino, a lot better than the last guy you had.
Yeah, well, Puel. Yeah, but he was. But they're not very happy down at the South Coast, I can tell you that, because we can't score goals. Did you know last week we made more passes than any other Premier League side?
Interesting.
I saw the week before.
Yeah,
that's the week before.
Very interesting, because last week you
and
never
the week
played.
before. Did you not hear? You mutton deaf again.
What about the Monday night game, Terry?
Yeah, that's interesting as well. Leicester have been struggling, haven't they? He hasn't got the grips with them at all. And West Brom, you'd never vote against West Brom, would you? You know, they're very tenacious and just get on with it and do what they do best and score from dead ball situations.
To be fair, Leicester City just need 1 half chance, and then that could be that game. And
Yeah,
you don't see
absolutely.
West Brom coming
It won't be. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. That's for sure. Vardy is fit, by the way. Vardy is fit, the main striker for Leicester.
Okay, well, that's soccer done and dusted. We need to go over to Randwick. Do you have anything for race 9 at Randwick?
We
Yes,
do.
I
We've got a
do.
favourite.
Yeah. As we said earlier, I don't know, the guys took the
Happy
double.
Clapper.
Happy
You beauty.
Happy
Did we
Clapper's
Did we
favourite.
finish 4th last time when we brought?
Yeah.
No, it won.
It won. Was that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, it won Blakeshan. But Happy, you know what? It's unfair for me to choose another horse in this particular race, because Happy Clapper or Coast Home, there's nothing else that really can match its credentials.
Is it raining there?
No.
Because we could have Macintosh.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately it's not raining, so Macintosh is not in our selections.
That's a cracker.
And Willie White Sox is going to look a little different at the end, won't
Yeah,
he?
he would do. You're right.
So if the guys took the double, they're looking at around about 10-1 on the double.
Yeah.
With the first one. The first one's obviously 6-1. So yeah, there's nothing else
No one
to
can play
back.
the double now.
Did you give the double up the front, by the way?
Yeah, I
in
see
front of the show.
Yeah,
I
he did.
did.
I
I
It's
did.
put up on the screen.
I'll have to speak to Quibus,
Yeah.
Quibus.
but anyway, Happy Clapper, home and hose.
Okay. Distance again? 1200?
No, it's a 2000 Terry. It has stepped up in distance. That's the only question mark. But the way it wins comes from off the pace and just scoots home. So
Why is it Royal Randwick? Is it just for the day?
you should tell us that.
There's no such thing as Royal Randwick.
I think it's just for the day, because
Yeah,
the-
that's what I'm saying.
You're still in the Commonwealth,
reason
as far as I know.
Hey?
You're still in the Commonwealth,
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah,
I know.
but it's not called Royal Randwick. It must be the day. It's a royal day because of the $10
Yeah.
million
Oh,
race. Yeah.
so either that or somebody
Knighted
from
it.
the British, attended it, and they've allowed them to use Royal. You get Royal St Andrews and things like that.
No, no, not at all.
So I don't know.
There's going to be an argument that we can sort out off air. Don't forget about Gary and Dom's Rugby and Racing Mixer. You know the drill by now. And this is what Dom's come up with. Let It Flow, race 7, number 3 at the Big T today. And the Cheetahs at plus 9.5.
Let It Flow is 4-1. So if Gary's selection and my selection come through, I'm sure we're going to get a big prize.
7-1.
Oh, there we go. It's 7-1.
Put the glasses on.
No.
Very good.
Actually, I'm astonished because these two claim they're the most blind, yet these are the two that wear glasses.
Yeah, well, I've got my glasses in.
Oh,
How's
better than
Gary?
you.
Hey?
How's Gary? The cleverest oak in the world, huh?
Well, what's he done now?
No, just saying he's brilliant.
Oh, Gary will catch you out every day. You've
Yeah.
got to be on your toes with Gary.
Can I tell you a quick
Yeah, tell us
story?
that.
10 seconds.
No, I just want to take
20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds. One day I said to Gary, I used to train for him, I said, your training fee is going up. We have to discuss it. It's going up at least 15-20%. So he said, okay, come to a lunch and we'll discuss it. So after lunch, I'm driving home. He ended up taking 20% off. I said, how did this happen? This man is a genius. I thought, Gary's different class.
He's
eh?
taken 3 belts off me when I haven't looked. Yeah,
We need to go over to Randwick. We're going to show races back to back. Straight after this is Sharton. Then we'll be into a little bit of action with the MTN 8 and also a little bit of cricket for all our Soweto TV viewers. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again next week. After this, we'll be into cricket and MTN 8.
$6 for star exhibit, back to 6. give the punters a chance. McCreary's at 10, McIntosh is at 11, and Classic Uniform at 19. Well, what about Bernie saying we want to see Classic Uniform, Greg, just to see Gary Moore? Does this crowd here today, do they need any more entertainment than what they've got so far?
They might get it if Gary wins. It'll be a big show. It won't be as big as the Everest, but it'll be a big show.
He'll try.
He's hard to interview after the race. He goes running off. He's our Rocky coming up. Craven Plate worth $500,000. And Happy Clapper starts 2s on $1.50. Now McIntosh is about to come up. Willie White Sox is about to be let in riderless. McIntosh goes in to join He's Our Rocky. Prince Sherry's in the gates. Happy Clapper's in there. And is that Star Exhibit? Yes, it is. Star Exhibit. She's got the blindfold in the barrier blanket.
He's been a problem. A couple of starts back, he had an issue in Melbourne.
That was in the Fian.
Yes.
Went without the rider, but was declared a starter. And they couldn't remember whether he had the blindfold on or not in his previous starts at the barrier.
I think just before they let him go, they'll rip that blindfold off him and doesn't give him time to sort of get nervous and do his thing, but hopefully he's okay.
Don't be mistaken, that's not Winks. It's McCreary. They're just about set. Let's go to Darren.
Silas with 5 wins under his belt here. The Epsom winner, the 2-1 on favourite. Shalmanisa, the roughie goes in. The lights on, they jump on the Allison Road side of the course. Starter about to press the button, does so now. They're off and racing, and Happy Clapper off the inside, jump very cleanly. Star Exhibit and Classic Uniform are going forward together with He's Our Rocky. So it's Star Exhibit and He's Our Rocky early, and Classic Uniform will have to do a little bit more work to get across. Embley normally a bit quicker into stride, but goes to 4th now, followed by McIntosh. Happy Clapper's off the fence early, getting underneath it is McCreary. They're followed further back to Prince Cherie in the early stages from Willie White Sox, and Shalmanisa last would be about a dozen lengths off the lead, which is Classic Uniform. Out in front for Tim Clark, and Embley now gets up into his preferred forward spot at the 1400 metres, and Classic Uniform leads from Embley, who gets within 3/4 now. He's Our Rocky is right on the bridle 3rd. Anglin's done his job on Star Exhibit 4th, 1 out, 1 back. Then came McCreary from McIntosh. Well, Happy Clapper's got well back in the second half of the field now from Prince Cherie, and the last 2, Willie White Sox and Shalmanisa, as they race towards the 1,000 metres, and Classic Uniform trying to make all, out by a length to Embley in second, a length further back to He's Our Rocky, then Star Exhibit, further back on the inside to McCreary from McIntosh, Prince Cherie. Happy Clapper's back 3rd last, approaching the 800 metres from Shalmanisa, and Willie White Sox the last one. Classic Uniforms run along at even splits up front, out by a half now to Embley, who's just getting a little bit closer, and now Clark gives the front runner a little bit more rain as they go to the 600 metres. Star Exhibit gets going on the outside of He's Our Rocky, and now Blake Shin takes off on Happy Clapper. He's pulling to the outside on the short price favourite. Classic Uniform spins the corner in front of Embley, then Star Exhibit, and Happy Clapper's getting to the outside. McCreary's taking a split between them. Classic Uniform in front of Star Exhibit, and here comes Happy Clapper winding up on the outside. McCreary between them, then came McIntosh. Classic Uniform, Happy Clapper the outside. Classic Uniform and Happy Clapper. Classic Uniform's kicking from Happy Clapper. Classic Uniform. Classic Uniform just got in the Craven Plate from Happy Clapper. Then came Star Exhibit and McCreary McIntosh. He's Our Rocky from Emblem. Further back to Prince Cherie, and Shalmanisa and Willie White Sox are among the last 2 to finish.
Classic Uniform has held on to win here. Classic Uniform. Tim Clark wins the Craven Plate. Happy Clapper runs 2nd. He came to the outside, Duff. He just couldn't peg back that margin. He drew level, couldn't get past Classic Uniform.
Well, they give him a rest, Classic Uniform. That's his strength. He's just so much in form. He got a bit cheeky on Happy. I thought he'd give up barrier 1 too easily. He give him too much start. Like, he could have easily been 3rd the rail there, and he wanted to ride him conservatively. Maybe he had the 2,000 metres back, in his mind. And you think the Everest was a big show. I think we're about to see a show put on.
As Jenny, so we'll put those three in the QQP. Looks wise, form wise, that'll do us 6, 9, and 14.
All right, the markets still waiting for the light money, if any, to appear.
Yeah, nothing yet. Japan's still pretty steady there at $3, $5.60 about Proud Sky. Then we go $8 still about Poaching Treasure. $8.30 Industrialist Way is the fourth favourite. King Windsor hit a home run, still steady at $10. They've been that most of the betting here. Midnight Promise is 17, and King Bountiful, he's currently an $18 chance. But all about the hat trick seeking is Japan's here. Got it out there.
The money has been spot on here today, hasn't it? Furious Pegasus was well backed in the first, and then a Unique Joyful was well backed at 44s into 16 to 1 last start. So maybe keep an eye on the market here today.
The 11 through the Quinellas, Paul. It's bit of support there.
Yeah, a little bit of massive odds. So there's a few runners there. The 1, the 4, and the 5 at big prices.
Yep, he'll definitely thrive on the step up to 1800 with Eastern Prowess. But as we hand you over to Brett, they're loading up for race number 3.
Thank you, John. Yes, third of the day, 1,800 metres, Class 4 company, and favourite number 6, Jay Ponce, who's won his last 2. He looks a revitalised galloper, Jay Ponce. Trickled a long way down in the ratings last season and then found some form towards the end of last racing season, and he's carried it through. He's 3.2 favourite. 7.1 now for Poaching Treasure. 4.7 Proud Sky second pick. The 9 hit a home run is an 8 to 1 chance, and then 10 about Industrialist Way. 13 now for King Windsor. And then around 16 to 1 for Midnight Promise. So the field assembling in the gates quite quickly. Poaching Treasure and hit a home run to join them, along with Eastern Prowess. So 1,800 metres, late support 5, 9 and 14. Favourite Jay Ponce. Stand by for a start. Third of the day at Sha Tin. All clear from behind the gates. Set to go. Racing. Slowly away was Newswire Free, along with Amazing Always. There's no pace from Fancy Music or King Bountiful. Sparkling Sword jumps straight into the bridle with Midnight Promise and Industrialist Way, and Poaching Treasure began nicely. Settles fourth on the outside of Sempiternal. Handy but hard ridden to be there. 2 lengths further back, King Windsor's posseed into a nice spot on the outside of Hit a Home Run. 3/4 to Proud Sky. 2 back, Newswire Free, who's recovered now to be inside of the race favourite Jay Ponce. 2.5 further back, Eastern Prowess from Amazing Always. A length to Fancy Music, and 1.5 further back is King Bountiful. They're spread over some territory here. 15 lengths from top to bottom, and as they run towards the 1,000, Midnight Promise takes over the lead from Sparkling Sword, and they ease the tempo. Industrialist Way not happy though. He's 3 deep and he's going up to annoy the leaders. A length and a half further back to Sempiternal, still niggled at from Poaching Treasure. 2 back, King Windsor hit a home run. 2 to Proud Sky, a half to Newswire Free. Jay Ponce racing on his Pat Maloney's 10 from the speed, approaching the 600. 2 back to Amazing Always, Eastern Prowess, King Bountiful. 2.5 to Fancy Music. Midnight Promise approaching the bend. 500 metres to gallop is a half on Sparkling Sword and Industrialist Way. Poaching Treasure, King Windsor starting to chime in deeper out. Sempiternal, Newswire Free hit a home run. Proud Sky, Jay Ponce to the middle, and he's unleashing a big turn of speed as King Windsor ran to the lead from Midnight Promise 200 metres out. Further back, Poaching Treasure, Proud Sky and Jay Ponce. They've still got some ground to make up. King Windsor at the 100, narrowly from Midnight Promise, Poaching Treasure, then Jay Ponce at King Windsor, still clear, and King Windsor from Poaching Treasure and Midnight Promise, and then Jay Ponce and Proud Sky. Hit a home run and Industrialist Way. Sparkling Sword, Newswire Free, Eastern Prowess. A long gap to Sempiternal, who we can ride out. Fancy Music.
Sure. Happy Clapper still fresh in our minds. Thank goodness we had that race in Hong Kong. There's the profanities that are coming out of the panel's mouth.
I almost walked off, but the way he rode that horse wasn't the greatest ride, so I think I could have done better.
Your form with horses in Australia is all like that. They either win or they get dropped out and do too much. It's like someone's got a vendetta against you down there.
No, well,
Australians.
All I can say is that World Sports would have been clean out if the Happy Clapper won with the doubles.
10 to 1 the double, yeah.
10 to 1 the double. Yeah. He raced wide. He was a bit too far out of his ground. Last time he sat up second. And, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the horse just didn't see the 2,000 out here. But I think he was a little bit overconfident.
Okay. Let's chat about the MTN 8 final quickly before we get into cricket, because I want to chat to Rod and Liam about the world of cricket. Liam about the global T20 competition and Rod about the huge ODI tomorrow. But Terry, before we get there, Cape Town City against Supersport United and a quagmire down in Durban.
Yeah, well, again, obviously Supersport coach Eric Tinker going back to his old team that he had last season, did extremely well with, won one of the cup competitions, and of course Benny McCarthy, he's taken over there. Benny, his first time into the managerial seat, has done extremely well. Cape Town City, what can you say about both well organised? I like the draw. I've got to be honest.
I was going to say, I reckon Liam, Terry and I got the same opinion. What do you think is going to happen after 90
now
minutes?
that you've both said it, I'm thinking 89th minute winner somewhere. I'm going to go with Cape Town City. No, I'll go with a draw, but if there is a result, it'll be a late winner.
Quite. I don't think it'll be a lot of goals, put it that way, less than 2.5.
Oh yeah, that's
it's interesting. I'm not sure about the crowd, what they're going to get down there.
They say not even half full.
Well, the thing is, they're not the most well-supported teams, are they?
Are the crowd playing? What does that matter? Are the crowd having a game?
Oh, it's nice to have a nice full house, isn't it?
How would you like to go to the MCG in front of 5,000 people?
Will you entertain? What are you going to do there?
What are you? Rod, you're an entertainer.
Yeah, that's what you get paid for.
To entertain.
That's what I did on Red Nose Day. I entertained. I had a lot of phone calls during the week about that. Thanks for last week.
About your Red Nose?
No, about the Red Nose Day with Darren Scott.
Oh, yes, again.
When he hit you for all those sixes.
No, that tape's been burnt. Oh. You'll never find that again.
Oh, no, good. Black and white as well.
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
God. All right, let's talk about cricket, seeing as we got there naturally. Huge ODI tomorrow, Rod, Darton, Kimberley.
Oh, massive. I'm going down for today.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
You'll be the only one.
Yeah. Couldn't get a flight because no planes. Okay. What do you think? The shorter the game, we always say it always brings the other side into it. They made the Champions Cup in England. They made semi-finals.
Yeah, that was because they washed out.
They still made it though.
South Africa didn't make it through to the knockouts.
Well, I took time.
Their game was washed out. That's why they got there.
Yeah, but still, good luck to them. They are a better one-day side, and they'll be a better team. Because every time you shorten the game, the players don't have to hold the skills for a longer period.
Who's the top batsman they've brought in for this?
The all-rounders coming.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Ibashir, or something like that. What's his name?
He's a what?
Shakib Al Hassan.
Close. Ibashir, was that close?
Abashiri. Abashiri's running to
I know. That's
Brahma's second cousin.
That's close.
Yeah, but he's
got 4 legs.
Yeah. Well, this guy might need 4. He's rated the best all-rounder in the world. He's got the number 1 spot. Yep.
No, you can't.
Above Wayne Parnell.
Hey?
Above Wayne Parnell.
No, he's not. Isn't there?
He hasn't got 2 legs.
No. But look, Ben Stokes to me is the best all-rounder in the world, all around the world. So if you're talking about an all-rounder, I think this guy plays a bit better. But he plays in the IPL and he plays in a lot of the big competitions. So he's certainly no mug and he's going to bolster them a little bit. There's no doubt about it. But I think the South African conditions, I think South Africa should get home. What's
and on that wicket, there's not going to be much sideways movement or
but still,
exaggerated bounce.
It's going to look a little bit like a Bangladeshi set.
So it might actually suit them.
So what are you saying? Bangladesh to beat South Africa?
I'm not saying that, but they'll be probably more competitive there than they would be elsewhere.
No. Well, the shorter the game brings them in, and they've got a top player coming back, and let's hope he can inspire them to make it an interesting game. But South Africa all the way.
Speaking of shorter the game, Liam, there's no game at all in the global T20. What happened there?
What is that?
What is that? That's a mess.
Yeah,
and I would suggest mildly embarrassing.
Mildly.
You clearly haven't read my sarcasm over the years, have you? Look, it will be embarrassing for CSA, and they are trying to sort of gain back some lost ground. But it'll be very difficult for them to launch this thing next season and sort of restore faith.
And attract big-name players, unless they put cash up front.
Well, it's the players, and it is obviously investors, it is sponsors, it is broadcaster, dare I say. So there's a number of things that they have to do to claw their way back, and it just leaves a bad taste in the mouth.
That name of World T20 was always a bit of a...
Global T20.
A global, anyway.
Told you we should have bought it at Teletrap. Would have got it for $5,000.
What, not Australian dollars, wouldn't have paid that for it.
No, we would have got it for $5,000. Told you we should have bought it. Right, so that's cricket. Just before we get into the best bets, would it be remiss of me to say that it might never happen at all?
Not far off. I think they will look at some kind of a replacement. The point is that you can't have a T20 tournament like we had previously. They need something to invigorate the local game, the domestic game, because there's quite a big gap between what we have in terms of domestic competitions and what we have at international level. So something needs to happen in that space. And, you know, the idea of having a global T20 is probably a good one, but the execution was just left a lot to be desired.
Sounds familiar. Right, let's get into the best bets then for this weekend. See what our established, I'm not too sure about that, experts have to say. Here are my best bets. I think the Lions will beat the Cheetahs at 9-20. I actually think that's a good price, although it's 4.5 to 10. Still reckon the Lions will be too good with their stars.
Man United now are 17 to 10.
Yeah,
They've just gone out.
Have they?
Yeah.
Since I tipped them. All right, Man United and Manchester City, both Manchester clubs. I think follow them until they actually meet each other, because one of them are going to drop points there. Rod McCurdy.
Yep, there we go. United, like you, 17 to 10. Phone up now, you can get a bet on. That's a great price. And okay, it looks pretty short at 1 to 7. But if you
He's got a cheek, isn't he?
as you
He's
work
always-
out the double, Dom, what would you get on the double there?
9 to 10.
No.
22 to 10.
Not a bad price. Okay, both certainties, get your cash on.
Terry, actually, you have no room to talk. Liam. Red card at Anfield's a bit cryptic. When?
I don't have the minute, Alistair, but
those days are
this
over,
game,
aren't they?
in today's game, that's what that is.
Yes.
Everton, I'm sticking my neck out there. Arsenal
At
should
least
have
they're
it-
away from home, both of them.
Yeah.
So
Arsenal to get the job done, as will
all
Chelsea.
three away from home. Well done.
And then Rafael
Oh, you fancy
Nadal
that?
to win the
yeah,
Shanghai
watching a
Masters.
bit of that. Yeah.
And then the last one is Lions to beat the Cheetahs.
What's the betting? Where's the betting?
Huh?
The betting.
No, we've already done that. 9 to 20. Should have seen with mine. Terry Payne.
Oh, jeez.
Man United beat Chelsea beat Crystal Palace, Man beat Stoke City, Tottenham beat Bournemouth, Arsenal beat Watford. All to come, yes. 7 out of 7 last week.
I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do, and I think between the three of us we can all jump in.
That's
Before
only
we
5,
show,
that's 7 out of 7.
before we show Terry's best bets next week, let's try and guess them.
Yeah, well.
What, next week?
Next
All
week.
away from home. He got 3 away from home.
Yeah, but we're talking about your bets, not his. He takes the chance.
We got 3 of those and
But
3
hang
of
on,
his.
in Terry's defense, no matter what prices they are, as long as they come through.
Quite right. They don't understand.
How much did you get
They
paid
want,
to
you
say
know what
that?
they want you to
Last
do?
week, how
They
much
want
was
100 to 1 loser.
No, we don't want
100 to 1 loser. They'd love that.
Hey, that
great.
man's just picked a 6 to 1 winner in the richest race in the world. Didn't
Yeah.
go for the favourite. All you do every week is sit on the fence. You don't pick anything, and it's a draw. I can't keep me out of it. It's too tough. I
Says
can't
the
do
guy
it.
who's tipped
1
1
to 7. 1 to 7. Idiots.
Right, that's pretty much that. Liam, are you watching rugby anywhere?
I am this afternoon.
He's working.
At Ellis Park.
Are you going?
Yes. What do you mean, are you going? If I say I'm
working.
working, I am going, yeah. Don't watch
Some
on
people
television.
work. Some people
Where's
work.
Dom going?
No, I'm going to the studio to direct.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yes, directing, cracking the whip. You are at
see
the
you
moment.
Turfentine.
We're cracking the whip.
Yeah, I'll see you at Turfentine.
Good luck, boys.
Where are you?
I'm going to listen to race 3 and 9 today.
3 and 9.
Yeah, 3 and 9. I want to listen to the race 3 and 9. Apparently it's quite special.
Thanks very much for watching. From myself, Alistair, and the rest of the team on this World Sports Betting Show. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye.